Welcome back to the WCOBM, the World Center of Broadcast Media. You are watching the Guy Dawson Show here live at the Gene Woods Racing Experience in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I have been speaking with two of my Team Referral Network brothers. Phil Shuart is a life coach and a minister and an all-around great guy, and he's been telling us about his experiences in business networking, being a part of Team Referral. And to my left is John Picanzi, who we're going to pick up where he left off a few minutes ago, talking about his amazing company, Univera. Where'd you stop, John? I know you have a great memory.
The ownership, Yun-Ho Lee, he's a multi-billionaire out of South Korea. He was diagnosed in the prime of his career with a liver ailment, and they gave him 6 months to a year to live, and his friend gifted him the aloe plant, and he ingested that, and from that experience he had a profound outcome and lived additional 22 years. So right now, Univera, we produce over 40% of the world's aloe that we own, so we are an aloe plant-based company. 17,000 medicinal plants in our library that we research on the genomic level. So we actually have pharmaceutical grade nutrition that you're going to see. It's going to make a change in your life, and give us a try, 90-day guarantee. I mean, nothing to lose. So I mean, we address heart health, glucose balance, weight management. We've got 44 technologies. Give me a call, 702-480-1117. We have an Explore 30 minutes every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, so you can see a little bit more in depth what we're doing, and it'll knock your socks off.
I wrote an article, I guess it was about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was all about the health and wellness industry. And in this article, they talked so much about this health and wellness being maybe the biggest business boom in the entire world in the new millennium, and I learned a lot, and over that time I've actually begun to see the evolution of that, with so many companies coming out with amazing products to make people healthier. And I know Univera is one of those companies, these revolutionary companies that are creating products that are going to literally save the planet. The people who are willing to embrace them and take them.
Yes, and just from the experience of Yun-Ho Lee and his son Bill Lee, now he's got a 100-year business plan, a legacy plan, where anybody that gets involved that purchases products, the ownership does not take any money out of the company for themselves. They just give it back to everybody that is taking the products and offering it at an affordable price. And so he's giving back to the world. He's teaching us also to be philanthropic ourselves and giving back. So he's teaching that, and that in my life. I'm 54 right now. I'm learning how to give back, and it's just been a godsend.
And Phil, you've been taking it. What is your experience so far with Univera?
My experience so far, I'm about 14 days in. And I'm taking the extra thing, and it's a lot of times when you get this kind of stuff, you have to kind of hold your nose when you take it. But this is really, it's a very mild thing. I've had no problems with this when I take it. It doesn't react to me in any way. Sometimes you take something like that and it kind of makes you feel funny, or maybe it's hard to digest. So I take it as they suggest, and I think it's been just great. I really do. I like I said, it's only 14 days in, so I can't say I was able to go jump over pews in my church.
But we need to do some filming that day, and we'll put it up as part of the show.
Exactly. But I think it's a good product. I always get a good feeling when I take it. You can almost tell when you approach something and you hold it in your hands. You can almost get a feeling of whether it's going to be good for you or not. They talk about like kinesiology.
Yes,
you can
I
absolutely
believe that.
Yeah, so do I. And this stuff I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
I wound up getting 2 bottles. Started by a mistake, but I'm glad I did it, because now I won't have to worry about making sure that it comes in the mail. And they make it very, very easy to buy the product also. They make it easy as far as the ordering process, and they do everything for you. So it's just great. So, John, thank you. I'm glad that we got this, and I'm glad that I did it.
Absolutely.
Tastes great.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate that testimonial.
And when I jump over a pew, I'll
Right. We are waiting for the day when we get to see Phil in action, jumping over pews. He has a beautiful church.
He does.
And, Phil, you help people become healthier in other ways, emotionally and and spiritually. Will you share with the viewers about your life coaching business?
Sure. Yeah, I refer to myself as a personal development coach. It's like life coach, but what it does is I look at someone, and when they talk to me, they'll say, well, here's some areas in my life that I need to improve. And so we refer to that as personal development, because it is your own person that you're trying to develop. It's you want to get better at your relationships. You want to get better maybe doing your job. Or maybe you're in a transition period. Maybe someone who's leaving one job and going to another. Or maybe somebody went in one day to work and they found out that they no longer had a job. That's got to be one of the most stressful things in the world. I'm thinking of a young mom of 2 kids who went in one day to her office, and in the afternoon the manager called her in and said, sorry, the company's fallen on hard times and you don't work here anymore. So she's packing up in a little box all of her stuff from her desk. As she's walking to her car, she's saying to herself, well, so much for getting ahead. And then she's thinking, what am I going to tell the kids? Those are very difficult times in life. And sometimes you and I can get thrown off the track and continue to concentrate on all the negativity. Whereas for this gal, I happened to wind up being a coach for her. She became a wonderful client. And I wound up helping her see that that was an opportunity, not the bad thing. In other words, whenever a door closes, I'm always convinced that there's another one open someplace. You can find it. You can, as long as you got your head out of the sand. I mean, once you start to go into a corner and say, "Oh, life is terrible," and you start blaming everybody out there for your life, then you're not going to get any place. But when you start to take full responsibility for your life, for who you are, and even for the way you feel, then you wind up becoming a free person, because you're not blaming everybody out there. Your own happiness is not determined by something out there. It's an inside job. Happiness is an inside job, always.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When people come to you, they're in different states, I'm sure. Some people, they have personal issues that they want to work through. Some people want to be more successful in their business. How do you get started with a person? Yeah.
I always get started with, I offer people through my website, which is successfullifetoday.com. successfullifetoday.com. I always offer them a 45-minute free consultation. We call it a discovery session, which sets the tone for, will I be able to help you? Do you really need a coach? Or maybe should you be seeing maybe somebody who's in the mental health field? Sometimes people will need psychological counseling rather than an actual personal development coach or a life coach. And I'm always very careful about who I work with, because I don't want to be working with someone who needs some kind of like medical attention or something. What I want to work with is somebody who's has a desire to move ahead, has a desire to really improve their life and to lower their stress. And that's when I ask them to call the Center for Life Success, which is 702-630-0905.
I know I've had you on my radio show several times, and you've been talking about the transformations that you make in people's lives, or that they make themselves. They just kind of use you as I guess things are channeled to you to share with them, to help them to get on a path that will lead them to the things that they truly want in life.
Exactly. Sometimes, success is the bugaboo. Success. If you ask somebody, well, what does success mean to you? It depends on who they are. I help people discover what success means for them. For example, a success for a commissioned salesperson might mean a certain number of closed sales per month. But success for somebody else might mean waking up in the morning feeling wonderful about the day ahead and knowing exactly what you need to do to be successful. And that's where I kind of excel in helping people.
Success definitely does mean different things to different people. Doesn't necessarily always have to be the Rolls Royce, although, I want to ride in one every once in a while.
Rolls Royce would be nice to ride in.
But absolutely, happiness. Life is really about happiness.
It is. It's about happiness. It's about feeling good. And the ebook that I wrote that you can find on Amazon called Thinking Better, Feeling Better is all about that thinking process, because it's your thoughts that cause your feelings.
Yeah, hold that thought. We'll be back in a few minutes with more of The Guy Dawson Show at WCOBM.com.